Welcome to another edition of the Odyssey Hour, episode 40 here tonight.
Wow.
That's right.
Go us.
We are your hosts, as always, the Odyssey Paranormal Society team, and we're all here on time tonight.
Very impressive.
Which I think is the first time in 5 weeks?
Yeah, I was just gonna say it's been a long time.
It's been a while. So good. We're all here. We're all happy. We're all doing wonderful. How's everyone doing?
I'm tired.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tired.
Yeah, that seems to be the universal consensus.
Very tired. I had a full day of classes today, kind of nonstop. I just finished class a half an hour ago. So
that's right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. How is that going?
It's going well. It's going pretty well so far.
Detailed as always. I like it.
Yeah.
Haley, how about you? You still enjoying the new job?
Yeah, new job is good. It was very busy today. I had to cover the quality control desk, which means I was moving around a lot and doing samples, but it went fast. So
nice. Well, that's always the best part.
Mhm.
Scott, has anything happened in the last 5 years for you?
Not a whole lot.
Well, keep us surprised if anything ever changes.
Yeah.
Well, no, but honestly, I mean, you brought up last week, your project that you're working on. I mean, how is that going?
I'm still trying to figure out exactly how to do it.
Mm.
Fair enough.
The beginning stages of planning.
No, yeah. I mean, basically, you need access to somebody who's done it, I would assume.
Well, I know how to do it. It's just a matter of being able to do it effectively.
I
know the theory.
So practice. You're in the practice stage.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but
Yeah, it's easier to know how to do it than it is to actually do it.
right. You done, Haley?
sorry.
It's all right.
Was it
It's
that
all right.
loud?
Yes.
Yeah, it
very,
was
very
pretty
much so.
Oh, my bad. I'm trying to light a candle. I'm lighting a candle, okay? And can you just do that real quick? Pause so I can light this candle.
Okay. Everybody
The
go on
vibes
pause.
need to be immaculate.
I
Everybody
want
be quiet.
good smells.
So Haley can.
What smell is it? What scent is it, Haley? We need to know.
Strawberry pound. Oh shit! Strawberry pancake.
Is that Bath and Body Works?
It is Bath and Body. It smells great.
I was gonna say because it looks pink, so I was thinking it was probably a cherry or strawberry, something like that.
It smells great. I gotta say, this is one of their better scents.
Yeah.
Hi, Pam.
Hello,
always.
Pam.
Hi, Pam.
As always, our fan is here. Which
Our
I like.
fan is here.
All right. Well, Lauren, do you have anything to throw out there before we move on to questions?
No, I do not.
No. Okay.
It's very uninteresting in my life right now.
Good. I guess we could probably. Never mind. I'm not going to say it. So, all right, going on. Anyway, all right. Who would like to go first with the first topic?
I can go.
All right.
I know I have it written down. I just gotta go look at it. Hold on.
Well, it's good that you got the candle set before your question. I like that. Priorities.
You gotta have the mood set up,
Right.
The mojo needs to be right.
Get your mindset. I got it.
Yes. Okay. I don't know that we've talked about this a ton on the show, maybe a little bit, but I want to talk about residual hauntings, and I kind of just want to get your guys' opinion on what exactly do you think a residual haunting is? Do you think that is kind of a spirit who is stuck in a loop type of thing and they're just living the same sort of experience over and over? Do you think it's just energy, and it's not really like a person anymore. Like, I don't know. What do you think? If you have thoughts.
Someone else
We all
go first, so I don't have to talk first every single time.
I'll go
Ooh.
first. I
Yeah,
volunteer.
thank you, Lauren. Thank you.
Yes. So I guess I'm a big subscriber to the stone tape theory, which for those of you that don't know, basically is if there's a lot of output in an environment, like emotional or energy output in an environment, it can kind of seep into, like, if there's wood, like floors, sometimes the wood can hold on to it. If there's certain kinds of like building materials in the structure, it can kind of absorb all of the emotional output that happened. And that's one of the theories of why residual hauntings happen, is because all of that energy from a big emotional or energy output gets absorbed into the structure of a building or a place or whatever you have, and then just kind of gets replayed because it put out so much energy. That's always made sense in my mind. I guess I don't quite know how, like, it makes sense, but I'm like, can somebody please explain, like, logistically how that happens? But I mean, there are no facts in the paranormal as of yet, so nobody can. But yeah, that's what I believe they are, is just kind of there was a large energy output of some, maybe a traumatic event we usually see, and it just kind of repeats because it put out so much energy. It just kind of stays in the environment and just kind of gets stuck there. And every now and then, either on schedule or not, it kind of depends. It can just like kind of replay, and every residual haunting has its own version of that. So that was my understanding of a residual haunting.
Okay. I like that answer. Yeah, I think I also like to subscribe to the theory of just like energy imprints. I think it's a very interesting theory, because the more I learn about the paranormal, the more I'm straying further from like spirits being trapped in places. Like, I think that's kind of what people think, because I don't actually even know why. Maybe it's because of popular media, or maybe some paranormal shows perpetuate this, but the more I learn about it, the more I don't really like the idea of a spirit being trapped. And I think residual hauntings are definitely more just like energy imprints, because of that record playing over and over again, and then whatever reason the energy plays out how it does. So yeah, I like that theory. I don't know if it depends on the material, because I don't really know on like a molecular level or like a chemistry level how that would even work. But I definitely like the energy imprint theory.
Mr. Shea.
Yes. Well, I agree with both of you. It's residual haunting is pretty much just leftover energy from the past. It's not conscious. It's not aware of itself or you. It's just the old tape recorder playing over and over again. And that's why you see them walking through a wall or something, because there was a door there at one time, so they walked through the wall as if the door was still there. They do things like go to the stove to cook dinner, even if the stove isn't there anymore. They just do the stuff that they always did because that's what they always did. It's just stuck in a loop. So that's my 2 cents.
Well, I mean, the big thing that I'm actually surprised that either Lauren or Sam said, but you did, Scott, is answering the question about whether they're conscious entities, and residual spirits aren't. That, as you said, Scott, there's no consciousness to them. They're not actually there. It's as you all have said, it's an imprint. And I was thinking, because both of you said something like you really didn't know how it worked. And I obviously this is just a theory on my part as well. But as we were talking about that, I kind of had this image in my head of, let's say that you're in your living room or whatever, you're in your house, and something happens. Let's just say your faucet explodes or something like that, and the water kind of bounces off of you and hits this window. Well, the window is going to dry, but then all of a sudden you have these, like the dry marks, like the water stains. And I think that that's probably what happens for the most part, especially with certain materials, like wood, especially limestone. It has been the huge ones with that. I think as we throw off our energy, and especially the more intense the energy, the more it stains that wood. I mean, we don't see it, obviously, but I think over time, especially if it's a repeating action, like cooking on the stove or walking up and down the stairs or walking up and down the hallway, opening and shutting the front door, whatever. I think that it's that leaves a mark as we put stuff, and it's like I said, especially if something traumatic happens, a murder, a huge fight, I don't want, a heart attack, something that is really, really traumatic for somebody. The more you're going to put out, and the more that is going to stain whatever is there. A lot of the really good examples of this are obviously footsteps. I think hearing a door open and close when nobody sees it, I think that's another big one. Seeing I would say like a full-bodied apparition, even walking down a hallway, but paying you no attention whatsoever. Or as Scott said, walking through a wall where a door might have been at some point in time. Those are all examples of a residual haunt that I think are going to terrify a lot of people that don't understand that, but they're in absolutely no danger whatsoever. The only danger of a residual type haunt is how intense and the kind of energy that is there. If you have, let's just take, you have a family of four, whatever, and the kids and everybody are, the husband's an alcoholic, wife's whoever, somebody's an alcoholic, and it's constantly, derogatory comments, abuse. If you put that over a series of years, and then those people move out and somebody else comes in, they might start being affected by all of that negative energy, because that is all still there. There's no conscious to it. There's not even sounds. There's nothing. It's just that feeling. And that seeps into you and starts to affect you. You see it all the time, especially on the Dead Files, of people saying my personality has changed. You see it all the time. And I think that also can be considered not a residual haunt, but the effects of a residual energy. But for the most part, there's beyond that last example, because that is something to worry about. Nothing to worry about with a residual haunt. And I think a lot of people mistake it for an intelligent. I'm sure there's some people out there who mistake it for a demon. And it's not. And that's where teams like us come in. We determine, and we've had it where there's nothing intelligent here. Just you're either going to have to live with it or try to cleanse the house of all this energy to get rid of it. There is one thing that I want to do this, and I keep forgetting. But it was brought up by Grant Wilson, and I want to try this. And he said, take like a VHS tape, like a blank VHS tape. And he's like, put it under your pillow for like a month. And then take it out and then put it in the VCR. He's like, you will be amazed at what plays, because the tape absorbs your energy, like as you sleep, as you do all this stuff over the course of that time. And then you'll be able, I don't know if you hear voices. I don't know exactly what it is, but he goes, it'll blow your mind what actually will play on this, what should be his blank VHS tape that has all of your energy into it. So like I said, I want to try it, but I keep forgetting.
Do it.
No, but I keep forgetting. And you know how hard it is now to get a VHS tape?
Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's pretty much eBay right there.
Yeah.
And actually, but yeah, that's my answer. I just wanted to throw that out there. You guys can go on. I'm going to look up eBay and see how much a VHS tape costs.
I guess I can go next. Surprisingly, I have a question about aliens.
Nice.
I knew Mike would be a fan. So this is supposing that aliens are in fact real and aliens have already come to Earth. Some people believe they already have, some people don't. This is assuming they are. Objectively, fact they are. Why do you think aliens would be here? Why do you think they're here? What purpose do they have to be here observing humans? Whatever it is. What is your theory as to why they would be here?
I mean, I guess just think about how many people on Earth are fascinated by aliens and interested in aliens. Like, there's people who study it their whole lives, and there's TV shows about aliens, and two other aliens were aliens as well. You know, I think that the unknown is sort of fascinating, so maybe that's why they would be fascinated by us, because we kind of have the same thing going on here, I guess. Yeah, I didn't really think beyond that thought. So if I'll see if I have more, but yeah.
I agree with Haley. I'd like to add that I think, like, obviously we don't know how other aliens think, but I would assume if we had the capacity to visit other planets, we would, for our own safety. I feel like, just to see what else is out there. So I feel like that's in my mind, a very valid reason for another human being-esque race to come and visit us, kind of to just see what's going on, to make sure that we're not really a threat, just to keep everything kind of civil, if they weren't planning on like just taking over the world and destroying us, which I hope is not their goal. But yeah, I would think, one, out of curiosity, and two, out of just to see if we're a threat to them or not.
Okay.
Epic winage is coming.
There are so many possible answers to that. They could have the same scientific curiosity that we have, wanting to examine a different species. They might want to try to figure out how a species that has so much insanity and craziness to it managed to survive so long. There was the old movie when I was a kid that I think Keanu Reeves did a remake of it. The Day the Earth Stood Still, I think it was called.
Yeah.
They wanted to come to Earth to save us from ourselves. Because we were on the path of destroying ourselves. So I don't know. And there's so many different other possible scenarios that I don't know why they would be here. personally, I think the idea that anytime an alien passes by Earth, they lock their doors so that because they know they're in a bad neighborhood. You know, um, so I don't know. Beyond that, I don't know.
Do you think it's possible that we are the ghetto of the universe?
Yes.
Maybe, yes.
It was meant to be a lot funnier than it was, but apparently, okay,
Well,
tough
you're
crowd.
not really supposed to say ghetto. So
Oh,
But
I'm sorry. Are we the poor
Sure.
people of the neighborhood or the universe? I guess I don't know the proper terminology now.
more primitive, maybe, than other places.
No, that doesn't work.
Yeah, we're the weirdos. We're the weirdos.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Scott. Were you done with your answer?
Yeah.
Okay. Is everybody gone?
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay. I thought so, but I for some reason couldn't remember if Haley had said anything.
it's because you were looking at VHS tapes.
I was, and Patriot Day is going to be that much better now because I got a pack of 5 coming on September 11th.
God.
One for each of us.
Oh my god.
Very, very, very excited. Anyways, so do I think they're here? Yeah, absolutely, 100%. I think they've been here for a very, very, very long time. Either that or they were here then and they're back. Or even that these are different. I think that there's probably as many species in the universe as there are here on Earth. Different types of alien species or extraterrestrial species, whatever. Hell, even interdimensional, if you want to, add them in there. I think they've all been here at some point in time. Why? I think all for different reasons. I think some is probably for scientific type research. Probably some was probably for genetic experimentation on a less evolved species. One of the things that I think is a recurring theme in almost all movies, and I know they're movies, but even like the sci-fi have some sort of basis in truth. And that is we have a very, very good planet full of, the irons and minerals, and we have all of the stuff of life that maybe other species have run out of. I know I've heard theory after theory after theory that they're the ones in the underground bases, that they're here to try and help us fix what we have broken. That they're here to give us zero energy, pretty much cold fusion, and but we're resisting them. Why? Because we're stupid, and that's probably why they stay hidden. And I think I've asked this question before, maybe even when Chuck was here. Maybe. Are we ready for that kind of? Are we ready for them to reveal themselves? And I think as a whole, I think the answer was no, we're not. And which is sad because you have people like us that are like, bring it on. Like, let me know how I can help. But other people would be like, I'm going to drink the Kool-Aid, so to speak. And they don't want that. I honestly think though, that if any of these, unless we are being protected, which I can get behind by somebody far massively more superior than us, if anybody was coming here to take over the planet and get rid of us, we would not be here right now. Despite whatever Space Force shit we want to throw out into the universe now, I don't think we have anywhere close to actually saving ourselves if a race actually wanted to come and invade and take over. Unless, like I said, there's some more superior thing protecting us, which we'll never know till we're probably 85. So, or we're dead, and our grandkids will know about it. But I think it's going to come in time. At some point in time, we are going to be ready. And whether we're alive or not to see it, who knows? But yeah, so what about you, Sam? What do you think of the answer to your question?
Yeah, I would say most likely, I would just say that they're just probably curious. They're curious. Just the pattern of like how many, again, like you said, how secretive they are. They don't like to show themselves. Sightings are quite rare. I would say they're very cautious. They're curious, and they're probably taking inventory on whether or not we're going to grow powerful enough to destroy other worlds. And maybe they're just the police of the universe, and they are keeping a watchful eye over us, making sure we don't progress as far as to annihilate other planets and other species and stuff like that. Because I think we would do that if it meant we could get resources to support ourselves, which is the motivation for a lot of war and conflict.
It's interesting. I've read a book, and if you guys want to read it, it's available on like Kindle for free. But it's crazy in the sense that you could see it happening, and you do see it in the shows we watch, not movies, but like documentaries and stuff like that. You see it in the news. And that is that we are being, for our own good, held down. It's been, I don't want to say reported, but I've read a book where they have said that we have sent people to other planets, that we have that ability to do so. That's not just like you go to sleep for like 6 years and you end up on Mars, like other planets beyond even our solar system. But they make sure that they never get to come back to report. Another thing that I read is we're constantly our like space thing, like when we send up satellites and all this other stuff, they're sabotaged by an alien species. And it was funny because a couple months after I read this book, sure enough, there was a news article that came out where NASA had sent up a satellite. I mean, we're talking like a $500 million satellite, like not just some cheap telecommunications thing. And it didn't even get into orbit because there was some random crap malfunction that somebody should have found. And I don't think they ever sent it. Still don't think they've sent it back up. But it was amazing at the similarities between what I was reading and what you could actually find was really happening. And I think that's another thing that they're trying to protect us, because we're way too aggressive and prideful and arrogant to go out into the universe and think that we're going to do anything except piss a lot of people off.
We have a lot to learn about respecting our own species before we should even attempt contacting another one.
Yeah,
we need to get our fucking shit together before that happens, which we are a long way from that happening.
We are. Yeah, we are. So I just wanted to throw that in there as well. That's just another thing for me that kind of just tells me what they're here to do and that they are here. And so, yeah. All right. Well, sweet. That's a good question. I like that.
Well,
Scott,
I have a follow-up.
Follow-up. I like follow-ups.
The Sam's question. Another common theme in science fiction that I think is just as plausible as aliens visiting us. What do you think of the idea that um, people from our own future are coming back through time to investigate us and visit us?
That's interesting. I like that theory. You know, I know very little about quantum physics and shit like that, and all of this stuff. All the research people are doing into black holes and wormholes, and thinking that it might be possible to travel in time through those. It's very preliminary stages of theory right now, I'm pretty sure, but it is intriguing to think about someday in the future and our species continuing to evolve and maybe to something that looks like what we would call, you know, an alien, you know, a gray or whatever. Eventually we evolve into that and come back, and that's what we're doing. We're coming back and seeing history in real time, and maybe for the name of science or just curiosity, or to make sure that we make the choices that they did so we see the future that they made. I don't know. That's all just guess, pull out of my ass stuff, but I like it. It's interesting.
Well, since you two look like you're thinking,
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't think so. There are way too many variables. You know, if you want to look at the butterfly effect, you're going to see it right there. Even if they somehow, I shouldn't even say somehow, I'm sure they did, you know, who knows, maybe the Glimmer Man, you know, are people from the future. But even if you had cloaking suits and nobody saw you, if you step in the wrong place, if you go into the wrong building, if your actions or whatever are even seen by somebody else, you know, let's just say a door opening and closing, you've already altered the history that you left. I think it's way too easy for shit to go wrong. So they either have an extreme amount of training where they absolutely have to watch every single thing that they do. And if you're paying more attention to what you're doing to try to not fuck up the future, you're not even going to be able to study what you're actually there to do. Whereas I think maybe time travel, we'll probably figure it out on how to actually do stuff like that. I think just accidentally altering anything is too much of a risk for anybody to do. And if so, it would have to be like seriously like 3 people on the entire planet. Like, I don't think you could get an entire corporation, or if, as the Family Guy did and in Stewie's Untold Story, that was like a vacation thing. Like, you put on a watch and you could go to any time you wanted. And, you know, for however long you wanted to do it. But I think in the reality of it, you change anything, and you've altered everything. That's just my take. I think it can be done. I think somebody will work on it, and somebody will probably do it. But I don't think it'll ever become like a scientific study.
Okay, what do I think about this?
You've had like 3 minutes to think about it, Haley.
Yeah, and the thing is, I had like a thought, but then I opened my mouth and it left. But okay, so I do think the idea of people, you know, visiting for us from the future is very, you know, intriguing and like an exciting idea. And you know, like you sometimes like you see someone and you get that weird feeling like, you know, like, oh, I recognize this person, and you have no idea from where, and maybe they are someone from your past, but like maybe it's someone that you meet in the future or something like that. Like I think that's all a cool idea. However, I don't know that I really buy into the idea of time travel being able to happen, honestly. Just because like time is very much a social construct. There's, especially for people like in America, but I mean, there's entire cultures in the world where they don't believe in time at all. There's no, saying like, oh, let's meet up at 8 p.m. because they don't have that. They don't have the concept of years going by or things like that. And I just feel I feel that time is very much a social construct. So I don't know how I feel about all that. I guess maybe it could be possible. Um, but I do really like what Mike brought up about the huge like risks associated with time travel and how like, yeah, making one wrong move could really change the course of history or whatever, but also like, how would we know any different if it's already happening? If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I got what you meant.
Yeah. That's
But
my thoughts.
but then that also brings up the whole I can't even remember the term for it, but if you go back and change something that actually changes your future, how are you even there to come back to to change it? So I mean, it's this loop that and I think that's, again, like, that's just a risk that I would think if we're smart enough to figure out time travel, we're smart enough to figure out that we should not be messing with it.
It's like
I don't know.
Jurassic
You
Park.
watch Jurassic Park.
Yeah,
That documentary
exactly.
was very clear about.
That is true. We were so busy, we were so concerned with trying to figure out if we could do it
Mhm.
that we didn't stop to ask ourselves, should we?
I think humans are guilty of that in a lot of points in history.
Oh yeah, we are, and still to this day we make that same mistake. Where we are. I love the thing Sarasawa in Godzilla said, that the arrogance of man, that nature is in our control, when it is the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
And I agree that, yeah, our arrogance is our worst fault right now. And sadly, we have enough of it to go around. Lauren, you didn't get a chance to chime in.
Partially because my brain hurts every time I think of time travel because of that point you exactly brought up.
You're welcome.
And yeah, thank you for that. I needed that right now. But yeah, I agree that I think at some point in human existence, somebody will be able to figure out how to travel through time. I would hope that they kind of shut that down and be like, this is probably something we shouldn't get involved in because of the possible ramifications. But I think it's a really interesting idea of people from future times coming back to our present time to study what we're doing. I guess I like the idea, but I don't know how that would be carried out safely, for anybody involved. Because again, if you do one little thing, it could change everything. So it's a cool idea. I just don't know how they do it.
Scott, what do you think?
Well, like I said, I think it's plausible. We know that it's theoretically possible to do it. They're already, well, the quantum physicists are working on it already.
Yep.
They've already they have figured out how to do teleportation on a microscopic level, but they don't know how to. Haven't tried it yet on anything bigger than a proton or electron. It's I actually I've always liked that theory better than the theory that aliens were visiting us. But
You thought time travel was more plausible than aliens.
yeah,
Okay.
but I believe aliens visiting us is possible, and I'm just not convinced it's happened yet. No, but it very well may have. And I'm just waiting for him to come and knock on my door and say, "Hi, we're here. Leave us now." No,
And
no.
that will happen, Scott.
Yeah, and it's kind of like the tombstone that says, "I told you I was sick. Now do you believe me?"
Mm.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Um, was that your answer, Scott?
Yeah.
The only thing that I will finish with, and something that you said, Haley, that I want to, because we talk about this in the paranormal all the time about spirits moving back and forth, through time and stuff like that. And that is, time is a man-made construct. Like, we invented time. Otherwise, it's just a steady flow of existence, but we decided to put 2000, 2001, 2002. We decided to have 365 days in a year. Otherwise, it's just science. It's just how long it takes us to revolve around the sun. We consider that a day, but otherwise it's just existence. It's just nature. So I think the only time travel that we'll ever be doing legitimately will be when we're dead. So we have that going for us. All right. Myself or you, Lauren?
I want to. Oh, can I go?
No, you can go. It's just when you said that, you blew on my eardrums.
I did.
Yeah, but not your fault. Just it was loud in my ear. That's all.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
I'll talk very monotone for the rest of the conversation. How is
Nope.
that?
Nope, you're good. It was just that very first word.
Okay. Well, so I have two questions, and I want to see what the vibe is tonight, so you guys can kind of pick my question. One of them I know is going to drive Mike crazy, and he's going to make all of these funny faces and noises and scowls, and I'm kind of excited to see it.
Uh-huh.
And then the other one's like a serious question.
I want to do the one that'll make Mike mad.
Of course.
Okay. All right. That's what I thought. It is from Reddit, so we're off to a great
Oh,
start.
yay.
Bring
Yep.
it
Love me some
on.
Reddit.
Yep.
Bring on the
Okay.
scowling.
All right. So this is a question. It's not so much a story as it is a question. I did not write down the author's name. I'm sorry, but it was from a few weeks ago.
Not
It
important.
says, I know, yeah. It says, I've seen some posts about people getting a demon or something caressing or caring for them while they try to sleep. I want to try to do this for me. Does anybody have any tips on how to get this to happen for me? I want to be able to experience it myself. I read it and I thought, oh God, Mike is going to blow his head when he reads this.
They want a spirit or demon to caress them while they sleep?
They said demon. They said nothing about spirit.
A demon ain't gonna do that. A demon ain't
no.
gonna do that.
You could probably find that on Tinder somewhere. Or something.
Step 1, get a Ouija board. Step 2, ask for it, and you shall receive. There, I answered it.
The proper answer to this is, I'm sorry you're stupid.
Aw, they're stupid.
Look at him. He's stupid.
I'm
Aw.
sorry your mom didn't love you enough as a child. There, it's just.
Whoa.
What are you wowing?
Your comment.
Oh, okay. I didn't think it was that controversial. Yeah, Pam's got it.
Yep.
Swipe right for a demon.
I like it.
Paranormal
Well-
Tinder.
Okay, should I do my serious question then? Because we all got our thoughts out and fun with that.
No, we didn't.
Oh, okay. I thought I got everybody's reactions.
No, we got our reactions, but we did not give them the proper advice.
Okay.
And that is throw yourself off a cliff. I'm sorry.
Harsh.
Yes.
Harsh words.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's a little harsh.
I don't care. It's gonna save a lot of lives. So, and beyond that, it's almost a thing of mercy, because I don't think this person knows, one, what the F they're talking about. I think that's pretty apparent. Two, you're right, Sam. A demon is not going to caress them, or rock them to sleep at night. Are you sure this is even an actual serious question, not somebody that's just being a troll?
Probably is somebody being a troll, but I just read the question and I immediately thought of you making a face and I wanted to see your reaction. So,
And you saw it.
yep, it was great. It was worth it.
No, it wasn't. but that's okay. Yeah, I think Sam actually said it. If that's what you want to do, I applaud you, good sir. You are dumber than everybody else. But yeah, grab a Ouija board. Go ahead and just do nightly sessions. Just tell them that your soul's available for caressing. And I'm sure at some point in time, a succubus more than likely will probably come and help you with that. I guess that's the only demon that is ever going to caress you, is a succubus or incubus. The sexual demons. But yeah, that's it. That's the tip. Good luck.
Best of luck, incel.
Yep. I know this team called Cat Paranormal that will be more than happy to help you out with that, when it becomes too much to handle. So I'll be more. You can call me, and I will get you in touch with Kim, and she can take care of you. All you need, because I sure as fuck aren't. You get what you deserve, my friend. Just gonna say it again. Be careful what you ask for. Be careful what you wish for, because you ain't gonna like what you get. That's it. Does anybody have anything to add?
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right. So I have one that is also from Reddit. We did it on Monday's show and is right along the same lines of stupidity. But this person, I think they're more of a paranormal ignorance to it, as opposed to just trying to be downright idiotic. So I'm going to read it to you, because there's a bunch of questions in it. Only because I just want to see how you answer these.
Okay.
Okay, it's called Ghost Questions from a Skeptic. He goes, howdy, paranormal believer, skeptic here. I've always wanted to ask about ghosts and how they work. And although I don't believe in them, but that doesn't mean I'm not open to one day believing in them if science discovers proof of them. Anyway, so this is odd to ask, but why do ghosts haunt things or places? Why aren't there more ghosts? There are a lot of dead people in the ground. How come there aren't more ghosts everywhere? Wouldn't a place like the catacombs of Paris be terribly haunted? And why are so many ghosts evil or aggressive? If they died, I'd expect them to kind of come to terms with it by then. These questions are general questions I've had for a long time, so I don't know if it's in some way rude to ask them. Sorry if I have indeed disturbed the subreddit with my barrage of phantasmal inquiries. Also, yes, I've experienced something myself, specifically an exorcism on a friend.
What, like he was present for an exorcism?
Apparently.
Okay.
but he's a skeptic.
Yeah, I guess there's some contradiction going on right there, because if you believe, I mean, I guess we don't know if he believed the exorcism was like real or whatever, but like if your friend was exorcised, then you have to believe that there are like demons, which are like an entity. So if demons, I don't know. I don't know what point of view they're taking on this.
Sam, let me just point out really quick, and this is a correlation that you'll all understand. You all know people, whether personally or through news stories or whatever, of people who can't believe facts. Like they can't believe things that they see, and they live in a bubble that only has this stuff in it. And if something's over here, even though they experience it and they see it, does not actually exist in their reality. So I have no doubt that if this person is actually real, that they could experience a full-fledged exorcism and still be like, nope, ghosts aren't real.
Mm-hmm.
I have actually had a client where they claim not to believe in ghosts, but then tell the story of seeing a Victorian dressed woman walking through the lobby of their hotel and then disappearing right in front of them, but ghosts don't exist to this person.
That's just denial.
Right.
It's just denial at that point.
And that's what I think this person is doing. I think it fits into his bubble that ghosts aren't real unless they can be scientifically proven. Therefore, anything that he sees, to the contrary, does not actually exist.
It's like that episode of SpongeBob where he's like, "You like Krabby Patties, don't you, Squidward?" You know?
Nope.
Squidward is like, "I don't like Krabby Patties," but then SpongeBob's like, "Yes, you do." It's like this guy with ghosts. All right, my joke flopped.
You believe in ghosts, don't you, random Redditor? You just want to seem like a cool person. I don't know. I honestly don't remember most of the questions, so I guess I'll just answer the ones I remember.
Okay, I'll just do the questions. How do ghosts work? Why do ghosts haunt things or places? Why aren't there more ghosts? How come there aren't ghosts everywhere, since a lot of dead people are in the ground? Wouldn't a place like the catacombs of Paris be terribly haunted? And why are so many spirits or ghosts evil or aggressive?
How do ghosts work? That's such a funny question. How do ghosts work?
It's 2 weeks in a row now we've had a question like that for the Odyssey files, and I've pretty much put it to like it's the paranormal birds and the bees talk. Like let me explain to you what makes a ghost. You know, mommy and daddy die, and they and they create an offspring known as a soul, and that is a ghost.
So how do ghosts work? There's this thing and a concept that I think a lot of people believe in, and it's a soul. And there are various beliefs of where your soul goes after you die, the essence of what makes you human. And some people believe and have experience that sometimes when people die, they remain here on this plane of existence for whatever reason. The truth is we don't know why they stay here. That's what we're trying to do in paranormal investigation. There are many prevailing theories as to why. But yeah, why aren't there more, or why aren't there like ghosts in more places? Did he ask that? Why aren't there ghosts everywhere? There are ghosts everywhere. There are spirits everywhere. They don't just happen in old Victorian houses that are abandoned at the end of your street. They happen literally everywhere. Somebody else answer some. I don't want to answer all of them.
I mean, the one about the Paris catacombs is like dumb because it probably like definitely is super haunted.
Yes, it is.
So
When I read that, I was like, why did the Paris Catacombs terrible? I'm like, it is.
like I'd say they're like a well-known haunted location.
Also, like, it's very funny how people are just like, I don't believe in ghosts, and then you're just like, okay, we're going to the Paris catacombs. Will you walk in there by yourself? No, I won't. What are you scared of? There's nothing in there that can hurt you than maybe rats or bugs. No, I don't. I'm not going to go in there. I'm not going to go. Okay, cool.
Touche.
Gotcha, bitch.
I don't. Okay. Why? What was the question? Why aren't there more ghosts? Was one of them.
That would be Scott.
Jurassic Park makes its return.
Jurassic Park game.
We've circled around to Jurassic Park again.
Why aren't there more ghosts? And since there are a lot of dead people in the ground, how come there aren't ghosts everywhere?
I mean, okay, Sam kind of answered that. There probably are ghosts everywhere. Why aren't there more ghosts? We don't know the answer to that exactly. We're trying to figure that out, but I would assume that not everybody becomes a spirit. Some people pass on to whatever afterlife is.
And also, what does that mean? Why aren't there more ghosts? There's not a census on how many ghosts there are, and then
right,
like, random threshold of like, oh, there's 2,000 ghosts. That's too little. I thought there'd be more. That doesn't make any sense.
You think?
Yeah. Well, they missed the ghost census last year, so we're really behind on numbers. Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, I'm afraid the Supreme Court struck down the how many ghosts do you have in your house question on the 2020 census.
Yeah. Yep. Were there more questions?
There were, but we can give Lauren and Scott the chance to answer those.
They can have them.
Okay. Here's the thing that I would like to explain to this guy, because I get it. Like, if you don't know anything about anything, some of the questions are going to be what we see here, and I get it. And like, if somebody maybe sat down and explained it to him, maybe he'd understand. But so hopefully he's watching. I hope you're watching. You're probably not, but it's fine. So yes, the Paris catacombs are extremely haunted. I don't know how you have not heard of that. Like, if any place is going to be haunted, it's going to be that place. There is no census for the ghosts. Like, there's who knows how many. I would assume there's more than not enough. Am I frozen?
No.
Okay. All right. Everybody just stop moving, and I thought all you guys were frozen. Okay.
We were captivated by what you were saying.
I'm just listening very intently.
I'm very passionate. So we kind of explained how how the residual hauntings worked, but like intelligent, you just have a consciousness. So like, I guess that's how you could kind of like very broadly explain how ghosts work. But yeah, I mean, depending on your belief system, maybe some people do pass on to whatever afterlife, like Haley was saying, and then some people stay here for whatever reason. It probably depends on the situation. It probably depends for everybody, whether they feel they have unfinished business or they don't know how to move on, whatever it may be. Again, I think Sam said that's why we do what we do, is to try to get these answers, because there is no facts as of yet. There's a lot of theories, but no facts. What were some of the other questions? There were a lot of questions there.
Why are so many ghosts considered evil or aggressive?
I mean, you could say the same thing about people. Like, a lot of people are considered evil and or aggressive in life, and a lot of personalities carry on. At least we like to believe a lot of personalities carry on when people maybe pass over and stay around for a while. So a lot of times that kind of carries on. Not everybody has like oh my God, I died, I need to be nice to everybody now. Some people go into the afterlife with a bad attitude, maybe because of something that happened, something they can't let go, whatever you have. Like I say, there are assholes in life, there are assholes in death. Sorry, that's just how it is. That's my answer.
Scott, you have anything to add?
Yeah, I like Lauren's answer. Yeah. My first thought was this guy who watches too many movies.
Yeah.
He gets his ideas about what ghosts are from watching movies and TV shows that have nothing to do with reality. So yeah, all catacombs are haunted, no matter where they are. I've never heard of a catacomb that wasn't haunted. Um, uh, um, I still hate the word ghosts rather than spirits because it's too Hollywood. But, so I just like what Lauren said about people are good or bad in life, and they're the same way after they die. It carries over. Their personality carries over. I guess that's all I got.
Gotcha. The only thing that I would add to that, and you are 100% correct about the traits and characteristics of a person transferring, onto the other side. I've been a big believer in that for a very long time. And the other answer to that question is because those are the only things people see on TV now. Are the spirits that are aggressive, the spirits that are evil, the spirits that everybody believes is a demon. That's all you see. You don't see the stories anymore of it's grandma, coming to visit, and you misinterpret, or it's a former homeowner who lived there for 50 years and just didn't want to leave. Like that never makes it to TV because that's not interesting to people.
And it's also not what the commercials are for.
Exactly. They Hollywood and the TV stations and the production companies, they are there to sell a scary experience. They're there to sell fear. And you can't do that unless every story that you throw out there is evil and aggressive. And when you get people who don't know about the paranormal as well as they should, all they see is every story of an evil and aggressive spirit. They come to believe that every spirit is evil and aggressive. And it's sad because it's not the case at all. But that's the world we live in now. And it's up to us. We're on a quest to civilize. Okay. Nobody reacted to that whatsoever. All right.
I was thinking maybe a quest to educate.
I sorry, that it's just a line from the newsroom.
Oh, okay. Well.
So, yeah. Okay. Anyways, so that does it for us this week. It is time for us to all go to bed.
Yes.
It's just time for me to work out and then go to bed.
Yeah, well, I have to go visit Mr. Highcheck. So my day is not even close to being done. But that's okay.
Get some sleep. We have golf tomorrow.
We do have golf tomorrow. So, and I'll be there. Don't worry about it. Yeah, golf.
Golf.
Yeah.
Golf.
So anyway, thank you everybody for watching. We hope you enjoyed yourself this week. And we'll all be back next week with another episode of the Odyssey Hour. So stay healthy, stay safe. We want to see you back here next week. Everyone, have